Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in any part of the world. We are live on Radio Works, and today I am launching my new show, Every Woman Dreams, the Story Exchange. My name is Asmau Ayub, and I'm going to be with you for the next couple of weeks as we continue to showcase women from across the globe who are making amazing differences to contribute to the well-being of their communities, their countries, and the human race at large. Today, I have a wonderful lady with me by name Aisha Abdallah. In a few seconds, you're going to know who Aisha Abdallah is. She's a corporate woman and she's also an entrepreneur from Ghana. Hello, Aisha, and welcome to my show.
Hi, as well. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Aisha?
Um, my name is Aisha Husseini Abdullah, as you rightly said. I was born and bred in Accra, Ghana.
Okay.
Basically the elder child of my mother,
Okay.
and um, I basically I'm a graduate of Ghana Institute of Journalism. I read public relations and completed last year. I'm currently
Okay.
actually working as the compliance and internal control officer at an insurance company, Wapik, Ghana, and
Okay.
I'm still striving to keep my business as active as I can.
Okay, so let me hold you on that. You're working as an internal audit controller, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, and then at the same time, you're an entrepreneur. I read you work with in Beats. Tell us a little bit about that. How did you conceive the idea of becoming an entrepreneur?
Um, I've said this time and time again. It's something I'll never stop saying. Actually, mine started as a passion. It started as a hobby.
Hmm.
Growing up, I was basically a jack of all trades, if I
Uh-huh.
should say that.
Okay.
I could do anything. I could
Uh-huh.
do anything. So my me was do whatever. But
Uh-huh.
with time, right after school, I read marketing before meeting my public relations.
Okay.
Right after school, whilst doing my national service,
Uh-huh.
I remember I created a few bidding stuff. Basically,
Okay.
the first thing I did was a SSB, and my cousin and a very close friend actually were like, this and sell. I mean, once you are looking for a job, to do something like get yourself more busy. I was like, okay.
It
Initially, I
was
thought it
all
was
fun.
just to do
You just
something.
started as a fun.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I've been doing since I was a kid. So I was
Interesting.
like, okay, let me just do it.
Interesting.
So when I started, I realized friends were interested. Friends also
Uh-huh.
started pushing the business, and it was like, okay, everything I did, people found it very beautiful. And I was
Right.
like, okay, then let me just continue doing it. And
Okay.
gradually it became my business.
Interesting. That's wonderful to know because I've seen a few of your handworks and it's so lovely. Keep up. But
Thank you very much.
you've taken us through the fact that you started this as a leisure, as a fun.
Yeah.
But along the line, did you have any framework around it where you when you started to get more serious about it?
Yes, I did. When I actually completed my national service,
Mm-hmm.
I realized I really needed to take it serious. I needed to take it serious. But I also realized that during that time, a lot of people were not into bidding.
Oh, okay.
And looking at how Ghanaian market is, the moment you start something, in a couple of years, you find people, also doing the same thing. So I had
Okay.
already planned that, okay, this is something I want to do. And
Mm-hmm.
Alhamdulillah, this is something Allah gave to me as a gift. I didn't learn from anywhere. I
Right.
didn't take any lessons from any YouTube
Any,
videos, nothing. I just had
no
to do
schooling.
no schooling,
Okay.
nothing. It was something I had to basically do with my um, creative ability. I just had to take something and then think of something and do it. So if that's the case, if I really need to take this long term, then I have to think. of other ways to make this very beautiful. So I was
Okay.
like, okay, I want to just do jewelry, basic jewelry, either
Okay.
complicated jewelry, either simple jewelry, everyday jewelry. This is something I really want to do. So I started planning along it, alongside taking advice from friends, watching other entrepreneurs do their business, and I was like, okay, irrespective of how long it's going to take me, I'm going to get there. So with
All right.
time, as I got little money from it, I kept pushing it into it, and I had other friends who were also interested, who tried to invest, but unfortunately, it didn't go as planned. But Alhamdulillah, we are still hoping for the
Okay,
better.
great. So, just like any entrepreneur, most entrepreneurs and challenges, I believe with all the beauty story, there may be a few, one or two hitches here and there as you travel through the journey. Could you share a few with us? What were
Truly,
some of the challenges,
I'm
and basically,
sorry.
how did you work through them? How did you work through those challenges whenever they
Um,
appear?
Honestly, they were um, the challenges were quite a few. No, it's
Okay.
not quite a few, but there were a lot. I easily friends and family who supported me. My mother actually told me, "This thing you are doing, don't let it go.
Mm.
Never let it go. Even if you are doing
So there was that
someone's job."
push from your mother.
Yes, I had a push from my mother, but most importantly, I had push from friends. I had push
Okay.
from friends who actually believed it. So there were instances. For instance, there was an issue where an uncle's wife actually
Mhm.
ordered for um, some pieces to actually send to a friend abroad.
Okay.
And during that time, I actually needed money too, and it was in Ramadan. I wasn't well too, but I really needed to get that thing done to get the
Right.
money, and I needed to pay my fees. So I was like, okay, I planned my day in such a way that I'd leave home. I had some of the materials. I'd leave home and go to the market, buy the
Mm.
materials, and then have the thing done. And I was supposed to have them done within that day so that the person could take it. The person was actually traveling that same day.
Okay, wow, I can
Funny
imagine.
enough, since she called me, I couldn't sleep. I made sure that the materials I had, I'd already started working on those ones. And right as day broke, I took a car, sat in the Tresky, what we call the Tresky, the bus,
Right.
sat at the corner of it, beaded in the car, got to town,
Wow.
bought the materials I had to buy, and sat in the bus again. I had to go to the
Mm-hmm.
hospital to that same day. So
Mm.
I rushed, got to the hospital, started at a corner whilst waiting for my turn, working on the beading stuff. When I
Wow.
finished, it was a whole lot of things. But the long and short of it is, um, at the end of the day, I finished
Mm.
these pieces, went to give it to her, and she did not give me my money back.
Oh
She did
my.
not pay me. She actually
Oh
did not
my.
pay me.
After all the
Yes, to worsen the case, I had to walk through rain and get home very late in the middle of the night. It was so devastating. I
I
cried.
can imagine. I
Yes, I
know.
cried. I got home and my mother was like, "This is family. You can't let money come in between you and family. So just take it as an experience and move on." And I
Right.
had to do that. That's
Okay.
just one of the few. Another one too, I had to make a piece that was supposed to be sent abroad, and I had already taken the order. Unfortunately, I fell ill and was hospitalized. But fortunately for me, what I did was I knew I could be wasting time. Excuse me to say, wasting time at the hospital. So I carried my beading stuff along with the support of my husband. My husband was seated by me whilst chatting with me, and I was working through it. And alhamdulillah, by the time I was discharged, I was able to finish the person's pieces for her. So the journey is quite tough, but alhamdulillah, Allah has seen us through.
Awesome. Your story is so inspirational. You know, I see you as a very strong woman. I guess I was just going to ask if you've ever cried, but thankfully you have said it already.
I have several times. I have.
Awesome. I mean, as young as you are, trying to push all of this, and it's so great really having the supportive environment around you. You spoke about
Yeah.
your husband. Tell us a little bit about how supportive he's been on this journey with you.
Um, my husband, since I met him, actually, what brought us together was what I was doing and what he was doing. He's also an
Makes sense.
entrepreneur, and
Okay.
whoever brought us together actually said I was just a copy of him.
I see.
I reminded him of my husband. So basically, you can just imagine if I'm reminding someone of my husband, it means that I have nowhere to go doing my
Right.
business. He pushes
Uh-huh.
me from.
Okay.
I mean, if he has to drop me off to buy some materials, he will drop me off. But that business will never go unless
Okay.
I'm actually not in a state where he feels like, okay, this one you need to rest. Then he
You can
tells me,
do
okay,
right.
you need to rest. But he's
Wow.
very
That's
supportive.
okay. That's really so great to know. To your beat, you have taken us through that. How do you blend that with demand? Because I know increasingly the demand keeps growing up, right? How do you blend
Yes.
that with your corporate work? How are you able to push through all of that together?
It's quite tough. Actually, with my corporate job, I had no idea um, it's blending it with my business was going to be very tough. Mainly
Okay.
because I'd been able to manage my time so well growing up, especially
Mm,
being in school and out of school. I was always able to manage my time, always able to manage my
interesting.
time and to give out whatever I needed to give out at the right time. But having the corporate job, I kind of underestimated it. I thought, oh,
Okay.
since I've been able to manage my time, if on daily basis, if I have Monday to Friday, if I have to work, then I can work Saturday, Sunday too for my
Your
business
beat.
stuff. But at the end, yes, but at the end of the day, I have to be. The most important thing is to have my materials available. When I close from
Okay.
work, I can still do my work and continue the next day. But with time, I've come to understand that it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Not easy at all. There are times you get an order, and it's either I have to take a leave, a day's leave,
Okay.
or
From where
I
to
have
me?
to. Yes.
Okay.
Or that I would have to actually call in late and rush to town, buy the
Okay.
material, come to work. And whenever I'm done, I would have to actually wait when it's lunchtime, quickly finish
Mm-hmm.
it, try as much as I can to finish the piece by lunchtime, and then go back to work. When I'm done for the day, I head home.
So
It's
do you
kind
see
of
that
very tough.
affected? Does it kind of tend to affect your productivity at work? Do you have complaints from your boss or anything like that, or you've been able to just work it out?
For productivity at work, no, it hasn't. It depends because if I know I really have to finish someone's work, I make sure I plan my day in such a way that I do whatever I have to do. So mostly, if I have to combine that, I end up leaving work very late. Very late. Sometimes
Okay.
I leave work by 8, 7,
You have
7:30.
to push through. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. But
Okay.
then it's the only thing I know it has really affected is my business because
Okay. Okay.
I don't get the time to bring out as much as I can, and I don't get the time to even
Okay.
train others to do what I do as
All right.
effectively as and efficiently as I can.
So is that
So,
to say that that brings us to my next question? I was going to ask if you have young women that you're training to learn what you have learned through fun, of course. Whether you have a school or a system where you're training other young girls, how are you giving back to the community? I was just going to ask that.
uh-huh. I've always put that in place, but unfortunately, time
All
is
right.
always not on my side. I always tell my husband that the 24 hours is not even enough for me these days. But I've had a lot of people calling to want to actually learn. I've put
Mhm.
measures in place in such a way that in some few months to come, I'm going to actually quit my job and
Okay.
concentrate on that in order to fully do and give back to the community as much as I want.
Okay.
Yeah,
So are you saying that that is priority to you?
that's actually priority to me at this moment.
So tell us more still. I'm just enjoying the meeting talk. Have you done any exporting of some of your works? And maybe if you have any with you, you can just flash it over the camera so we can have a look at it. But if not, another time we can have you again so you can display
Yes,
some of your works for us to see. I'm
inshallah.
fortunate. I've Facebook page and I saw a few of them and they're so lovely. So have you
Thank you.
give your how's it going with that? Do you have plans to export?
Yes, I do have plans to export. Actually, I have been trying to get someone to
Okay.
design a system for me where I can easily sell online.
Okay.
Initially, when I started, my cousin, who has been my major supporter, she lives in the States. And actually, in the beginning, she was trying as much as she could to market my products there for me. And she still does. Her mother too does. My mother is here, but she once in a while gets me businesses that I actually
Okay.
have to export to the
All right.
US and sometimes to Germany and other countries. But it has not been as I actually wanted it to be in the beginning. But then
Okay.
again, I can understand that it's a matter of time and it's a matter of putting more effort into doing that. So basically, that's it then.
That's really great. I mean, it's so awesome. Your story is so beautiful. Now, let me bring you back to a young woman, a Ghanaian, married and having to work full time, as well having to work on weekends. How's that challenge being like? Because I know there's a lot of misconceptions about corporate women, right? Have you
Mm-hmm.
ever had to deal with such issues personally? And how has it been like, trying to deal with such myths around corporate
Honestly, it's been very tough, very
women?
very
Okay.
tough. When I got married, I was schooling on
Mm-hmm.
weekends. I was schooling on weekends, and marriage is more or less like a full-time job on its own.
Sure.
And of course, my corporate job, and then my business as well. And of course,
Right.
there are other organizations I
You
probably
have to
belong to.
serve and
Yes, you have to sell, irrespective of how busy.
platforms as well, volunteering to serve humanity, and that's great. I must commend that as well. Yes.
Thank you very much. And irrespective of how tough it is, you have to give back. You have to do whatever you can, no matter how small it is, because the purpose for which we are created as human beings is to serve Allah. And
Right.
it's kind of tough
And to serve
combining
Him
all
means
these things.
humanity as well. Right. Uh-huh.
And doing all these things have been very tough, honestly. Sometimes you find yourself as a corporate woman, and I find myself in the midst of people who kind of, it's two things. It's either you have people who respect you because they
Mm-hmm.
understand where you are coming from, and then you have people who actually look down upon you because
Uh,
for the first you can understand because sometimes when people see you dressed as a corporate woman behaving like
mhm.
it, they are like, oh, this is beautiful, this is nice, right? But
Right.
it's not, you know, that it's not as rosy as
As it is.
they see it, yes. But then for the second, people look down upon you, especially when it comes to our community, because they feel why should a Muslim woman as that be married
Uh-huh.
and working, being busy? How much time would you have for your husband?
Right.
Come on,
Excellent.
just
Uh-huh.
quit your job and then take care of the man. That's basically what some people will tell you. So when kids start coming, how are you going to take care of them?
Who are these kind of people? Are they friends? Are they families? Are they work colleagues? Who are they? We want to see what kind of sphere they belong.
Mostly they are coming from friends, not work colleagues. No, work colleagues often are very supportive. Friends,
Uh-huh.
friends, let's say not very close friends, because very close friends often support you. So friends and
Right.
then some family members, and most of the time these are people who are not really close to you. They are people who are
Right.
probably, excuse me to say, at the background. They are
Uh-huh.
seeing things from afar. They are not seeing things from up close. To really
Perspective, I
understand and
guess.
empathize with you.
Right. Uh-huh.
Yes. So basically, those are the people that actually have a. But for some time, for some of us, we overlook those things. We overlook them.
Right, of course. So that's the way you tend to balance it out, just overlook it.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Yes.
we're so enjoying we I don't even want you to go away. But let me put my last question. Okay. Have you still within the just take a look at we've listened to all the beautiful success stories, but we
Yeah.
need to understand how are you dealing with a few of the challenges. So other women listening to you can learn from you and know some of the few challenges they may also be facing. So have you had to deal with any form of discrimination whatsoever, either
Oh
at work or in the
yes.
school or at home? As a woman, I mean, as a woman,
Oh
did you have to
yes.
deal with any form of discrimination? What was that?
Um. A lot of instances where um you find yourself being in the midst of men.
Uh-huh.
And for instance, in my department, I'm the only female,
Okay.
and then the only female Muslim as that.
I
But
can imagine.
Alhamdulillah, yes, but Alhamdulillah, um, I've not seen an instance, not even once, when my colleagues, my boss, any other person has actually discriminated me.
That's awesome. We should
Not,
celebrate them. Yeah.
yes, not even once. These people
That's
have been very
beautiful.
supportive from day one. Yes,
Wow.
but our discrimination often comes from our communities.
Tell
Yes,
me
our
about that.
communities. Um, you find, I don't want to mention specific instances, but you find yourself in situations where you are in the midst of men and they're like, what is this girl trying to say if there's an
Mm,
issue? So there are times when there is a topic under discussion. When you come out strong. They're like, these are people who think they've schooled. They have a little
yeah,
bit of Islamic
there is a
knowledge.
common terminology. Madam, I know my rights. Have you
Exactly.
heard that?
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes. I
Uh,
even for me they even call me Akotibro for, excuse me to say, Akotibro for, yeah,
okay.
like you are the one who speaks, you knows how to speak English. You are the one who knows everything. You get it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of tough, but for me, like I said, I've had um I've had support from friends and family, so much so that I've really not felt so discriminated by men like that. You can try. I
Okay.
always say it. You can try, but you never
Yeah.
get me.
But you're not going to
Yes,
win.
I always say it. You
Right.
can try. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
So how do you like do you have to defend yourself most times? How do you defend yourself? Do you speak back? Do you just walk away?
Honestly, I keep silent. I believe that's the best
Mm,
answer to them. I keep silent. I don't talk. Basically, my mother has raised me in such a way that I can't even talk back to an elderly person, even if I'm right. Unfortunately. Fortunately and
yeah.
unfortunately, in our communities, my mother, that's how she's raised me. So it's like when I realize you are not being reasonable or
Mm,
you are where you're headed is to insult me, to discriminate me, I'd rather not say anything to you. When you're done,
okay.
if I have to leave, I leave. If I have to just watch you, I just watch you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what is the last thing you would like to tell every woman who is watching you right now across the globe? What would you like to say? What do you
And
pick up an inspiration from you, Aisha?
I believe um, I'd like to tell everyone it's not easy out there. The person you see looking all beautiful, looking all relaxed, is the most stressed person you'd ever come across. It's not easy everywhere. It's not
Mm-hmm.
easy everywhere. We just find our ways through it all. I
Mm-hmm.
I I I grew understanding this that God created us unique. Um,
Right.
he created us to understand ourselves and understand our environment. So if you are able to understand where you are coming from and know where you are headed, that's
Right.
what makes it easy for you. You should stay focused because in life there are a lot of obstacles that will come your way. A lot. Some are close, some are far, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just not easy for almost everyone out there. As far as you're a human being, it's not easy out there. So
With one another who's certainly going to get on your neck or
exactly.
irritate you.
A
That's a
lot of
woman.
people will irritate you as a woman, especially, and
Mm.
a very young woman as that. A lot of people will irritate you, and if you are just like me, who would like to rather avoid the trouble, then trust me,
Uh-huh.
they'll come at you a lot of times. So it's
Mm.
best to be more focused, understand yourself, be focused on yourself, on making yourself
Mm-hmm.
better, and inshallah, everything will be fine.
Wow,
Inshallah.
that's the spirit of a woman. Stay focused, understand yourself, and fight back if you have to. Sometimes you just have to.
Exactly.
So just know
Sometimes you have to.
it's
No,
been great having you, Aisha Abdallah,
thank you.
a corporate woman and entrepreneur
Thank you.
who works with kids. It's been an exciting show. Every Woman Dreams is the name of the show, and I am your host, Asmau Ayub. Every Woman Dreams, the story exchange, where we only focus on women across the globe. If you're interested, watching us, listening to us live on radioworksworld.com, and you want to join us on the conversation, please send an email to info@radioworksworld, info@radioworksworld.org if you want to join the show. Thank you so much for being here, Nana Aisha.
Thank
And
you
thank
so
you
much for having me.
everyone and to listening to us. Have a evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Stay blessed. Thank you. Bye bye for now.
Bye.